Hey guys, it's Linda Edgecombe here. I'm just so thrilled to be able to actually speak with you today. I mean, over the years, I've been a speaker and a writer for the last 27 years and have had just a beautiful career. But hands down, hands down, hands down, I say this all the time and I'm not blowing smoke. My favorite absolute audience to ever work with is anyone in healthcare. And the reason that is because, to be honest with you, you just love to laugh. And I know how much you need to laugh. I just want to say, I was raised by a nurse. My mom was a crazy, feisty, tell it like it is. She'd tell you what was what, and then she'd come back around with, and now let's get back to you and me. Mind you, she also inspired the title of my first book called Shift or Get Off the Pot. That's Shift or Get Off the Pot, because she actually said the real terms. She's like always she was pushed, and she was just so even before she passed away, she was feisty, funny, crazy off the wall. So I just adore and love healthcare. Anyone who's a professional is dedicated their life to taking care of the rest of us. Me, I had no backbone. Honest to God, I tried being a nurse and I didn't last through the immunization. So anyways, what I want to talk today about with y'all is I saw a sign on the back of a truck, a couple of years ago, and it just basically said, "Are you happy?" And then the little flow chart went to, well, do you want to be happy? Yes. So are you happy? Yes. Well, then great. Keep doing what you're doing. Are you happy? No. See, the key is, do you want to be happy? And most of us would say, yes, 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 of course I do. I want to be happy. And I kind of like to say, no, we don't. Because if we actually wanted to be happier, we'd probably change the stories we keep telling over and over and over. We tell a lot of stories. And if you think about this, think about your best friends, the people who you really are just you with. Yeah. Why do we gather our friends? Well, we tend to gather our friends because, they support our case. I agree with you. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, I don't like that person either. Whatever, right? But what does a really, really good friend also do for you? They tell you the truth, right? They tell you how it is. They tell you when they've heard the same story over and over the last 2 weeks, the last 2 months, the last 2 years, the last 2 decades, right? Are you happy? No. Change something. Now, I'm not a big believer in doing the 160. That's let's turn ourselves inside out and become a snake. No, I'm a big believer though in moving the dial slightly. And as we've been, all of us, there's nobody that got off this one. Been looking at ourselves a little differently over the last few months. What parts of us do we actually want to turn the dial on? What parts of this big change that we're all in the middle of do we want to keep? And what parts we want to let go of? And to tell you the truth, because the truth is not always easy. One of my favorite quotes from Irma Bombeck is, the truth might set you free, but first it's probably going to tick you off. Well, she says piss you off, but I didn't know if I was supposed to say that or not. Anyways, but what I'd love you to think about doing, whether you're in leadership, whether you're frontline, wherever you are in your career in healthcare, is go to a friend who will be totally honest with you, so that when you ask them this question, they will tell you the truth, but they'll do it in a kind, respectful way. I want you to find someone and ask them this question. So you got to write it down. How do you see me holding myself back? I'll repeat that. Ask your friend this question. How do you see me holding myself back? Because there's probably parts of you that, I call these are blind spots. There's probably parts of you that know what you're doing to self-sabotage, know what you're doing that's not the best way to take care of yourself right now, even with all this extra burden and stress on you. Happy people tend to do way more than unhappy people don't do. So when you ask yourself, am I happy? Really, am I happy? Do I want to be happy? There's 3 things. I want you to jot these down if they're helpful. They're super simple, and you just got to actually act on. The first thing is that happy people take time for themselves every day. They carve it. It doesn't just happen. It's not going to just happen, but they actually carve scheduled time for themselves. The most successful leaders I've come across in 27 years are people who actually have a practice, which means that they know, when I'm talking about carving time for themselves, they know that before their feet hit the floor in the morning, how they're going to open up their day. They know whether that's take their dog for a walk, whether that's make that great cup of coffee that you make, whether it's read the paper, some little thing that sets you up to be the best you possibly can, right? They also bookend their day with also a practice. They know how to unwind their day before their head hits the pillow at night, and they carve that time for themselves too. So happy people take time for themselves every day. Number 2, Have people take time. This is what have people do that unhappy people don't do. Have people take time to write down things that they are thinking about and that they are grateful for. We've all heard about gratitude practice. You know that it's actually not even the thing that you're grateful for. It's just what happens is the chemicals are released into our system when we're just thinking about something to be grateful for right this second. I'm almost done. Hang in there, right? So it's in that practice of just the search that you get the beautiful hormones and the chemicals in your system that actually make you feel good. Someone else, of course, feels great too. Just make this into a practice. And there's lots of journals out there. There's lots of ways to do a gratitude practice. Sticky notes, journals, whatever, bedside table, you name it. Number 3, happy people do kind things for others daily, which doesn't have to be the big things. I mean, it can be little things. You can hold the door, you can smile, you can say good morning, you can, how are you doing? What a great day. Just talk to people more, smile more, say hello if they're relatively close to you, right? Kind gestures. Those 3 things, it's pretty simple, but I'll tell you, here's the bonus feature. If you really want to boost right now, if you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, whatever's going on, if you really want to boost your own mental and physical well-being, you've got to get outdoors if you can. You got to get outdoors and move your body in nature. Those 2 things combined, if you can get outdoors in nature and get your heart rate going a bit, a brisk walk, an easy jog, something, a bike ride, your mental and physical well-being will go through the roof. If you have any questions, just send me an email. The contact info will be at the end. Just thank you for hanging in there and being there for all of us. We'll never look at healthcare the same again. That is the absolute truth. So we just really, really appreciate it all. Thank you.